Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 184 of NasCard Radio. We're trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val. With me is the man, the myth, legend, PSA and White Castle Hall of Famer, Logan. Logan, how are you tonight?
I'm feeling rode hard and put up wet.
Okay. Yeah. We have a good show for everybody today. We're going to do racing recap. Had a lot of races going on this past weekend. We're going to talk about some IndyCar F1 card news, and then we'll finish the show with King's Court today.
Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
kind of a short show.
Yeah, right.
We're hoping.
That means at least 55 minutes, right? Okay. Anyway.
Hour and 9.
All right, let's get into it. We had the Craftsman Truck Series race. That was race number 5, and that was the XPEL 225, and that was Saturday, March 23rd at Circuit of the Americas. Corey Heim was our winner. Highest fishing rookie was Layne Riggs again at position 27.
Layne Riggs is doing very well.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we cover the truck series and other series that you can kind of see some patterns growing, or I guess forming, and he should probably get a rated rookie here the way he's going. So it won't be a surprise to anybody who listens to the show week in and week out. So.
You know who his dad is, don't you?
Oh yeah, Scott Riggs.
Scott Riggs, yes.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I was looking up his cards, looking to see if he had any cards. I see I already spoiled it. He doesn't have any cards, but Scott Riggs came up. So spoiler alert. Good job, Logan. You got me to. So let's talk about our winner, Corey Heim. We've talked about him before. He's won last year, previously. So, but his rookies are in 2022. I would have thought they were farther back than that, but um, only a few years ago. So 2022 Donruss, he has a rated rookie there. All the parallels, printing plates. He also has a signature series card there. He's not in Optic. He is in 2022 Panini Chronicles with clearly Donruss, Magnitude, Obsidian with Obsidian signatures as well, Pinnacle with Pinnacle autographs, Select autographs, and Spectra. Also in 2022, Panini Prism has a base card there, number 6, with all the parallels fit to be printed on Prism. Also, 2022 Panini Prism Spotlight signatures. And last but not least, 2022 Panini National Treasures, Rising Stars, and Rookies.
And no masks.
No mass. Yeah, he's definitely on the way up.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, he's going to
Give me
get
a
an
couple
Xfinity ride
more.
soon enough. So, and then we already spoiled it for Layne Riggs. No cards for him. Not yet, but I think Misha said maybe 22 Donruss, maybe rated rookies, but we'll see.
Yeah, the 2024 Donruss, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, 2024 Donruss. Okay, next race number 6. That's the Long John Silver's 200. That's going to be in Martinsville Speedway, Friday, April 5th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Boy, that's a fishy race.
Yes. All right. Moving over to the Xfinity Series, race number 5. That was the Focused Health 250. And that was Saturday, March 23rd at Circuit of the Americas. Kyle Larson was our winner. Highest finish rookie was Jesse Love, position 6. That's impressive.
Yeah, well, Shane Van Gisbergen did well,
Yeah,
but
kind of.
freaking Austin Hill got in his way, or I think he would have won the race, but Kyle Larson snuck by both of them. Dang it.
But on that last lap, he got penalized 30 seconds for running off the course or whatever out of that zone,
Yeah,
and
and
he
he
got
went down.
and so he dropped way down. But yeah, he was fighting it out. So
He was, man. He was banging the heck out of Austin Hill.
that whole front nose was dented in.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to punt him into the next week. So our highest finisher rookie, Kyle Larson, seems like we talked about him not too long ago.
Yep.
2013 Press Pass Fanfare, card number 68 with the different parallels, magnificent materials, and also autographs. And then 2013 Press Pass Total Memorabilia, base card there, and Rising Stars autographs. With him winning the championship, most of that stuff's a lot of that has dried up.
Yes. That stuff is extremely hard to find now.
Yep. And then our highest finished rookie, Jesse Love, who we talked about not too long ago. 2021 Dunruss. He's in the signature series there. No Dunruss base cards. 2021 Panini Chronicles in the Chronicles series. Absolute. Crusade, Obsidian, Select, Spectra. He is in 2021 Panini Prism. Has a base card there with the parallels. Prism signatures, signing sessions, and also in 2020 Panini National Treasures, card 112, and rookie signatures as well. So we've called his name a few times, so he's working his way up as well.
Yeah. Where did Haley finish? Like 22nd or something like that, I think. I think
Uh,
she landed. I
something
think that.
like that.
Yeah, I didn't even hear them call her name once, and I don't think she wrecked or anything. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Well, yeah, it's a tough. It's tough, but I mean, uh, just I guess finishing that race is a big deal with all the twists, turns, and everybody else in it, and going off. And there's a few that got tagged for running off the course and getting penalized. So
Yeah, the track limits through the S's is where they got
yeah,
penalized.
yep. All right, moving on. Race number 6. That's going to be the Toyota Care 250 at Richmond Raceway, Saturday, March 30th at 1:30 p.m. And then moving over to the Cup Series, that was race number 6. And that was the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix, Sunday, March 24th, also at Circuit of the Americas. William Byron uh, was our winner, and highest finished rookie was Zane Smith.
Yeah, first repeat winner of the season. He dominated that race. Golly, I mean, I knew he was going to win. Just the way he got out in front of everybody, and even through all the stop cycles, he got a little behind, but it all came back to him, and I knew he was going to win. There was no stopping him unless he had some kind of mechanical failure or something like that. He wasn't going to lose.
Yeah, that race was 68 laps. He led 42 of them.
There you go.
So, yep. And William Byron, we talked about him last week. So, 2016 Panini Certified only base card in 2016 is in 2016 Panini Certified. Different mirror parallels, also certified potential signatures. 2016 Panini Torque driver scripts, no base cards, and then 2016 Panini Prism driver signature prisms with the different parallels for that, and that's it for him.
Yeah, he's got all those hands on the hips cards. He's doing good.
He does. I'm laughing because I grabbed some other screenshots of some, and when we get there, I'll tell you. But it's like, oh, he's doing Logan's pose there. So
Yeah.
anyway, so Zane Smith, our highest finisher rookie. We've talked about him before. He was a truck champion, I believe, and so he's in 2018 Dunruss next in line with the different parallels for that, the cracked eyes and explosion. 2018 Dunruss Signature Series. And then 2018 Panini certified next signatures. 2018 Panini Prime clear silhouettes. And then 2018 Panini Victory Lane base card there, card number 40 with the parallels and printing plates, but no autos in 2018 Victory Lane.
Yeah, I like those Victory Lane.
I do too. They only ran for 2 years, 18 and 19, but with the parallel, the I guess it's like a copper and the silver and the gold. I like them. They had those
Mhm.
pedal to the metal inserts, but what do I
Yeah,
know?
yeah. They had the blue borders, the red borders. Those are hard to find
Yeah,
too.
the greens to five. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe nobody bought them, and they're all blowouts. Got them all or something.
They might.
I remember we bought a case of that there back in maybe it was Chicago years ago. At
Yeah,
a
we
good,
did. I remember that.
it was a good price. It was like 600 a case or something. Anyway, all right. Next race number 7. That's the Toyota Owners 400 at Richmond Raceway, Sunday, March 31st at 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's gonna be Sunday night.
Yeah, I just realized that when I was saying it.
That's what Easter Sunday night.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
And then, well, that's what it said. So let's see if it's right or wrong. But moving over to F1, that was the 2024 Rolex Australian Grand Prix, and Carlos Sainz was our winner.
Huh? What?
Yeah, that
What?
guy. He
What?
basically loses his ride for next year. Has a emergency. Was it
Appendectomy or however you
yeah,
pronounce that.
right. So last week, and Ollie has to fill in for him, and then he gets this week, and of course, Max's brakes are on fire.
Yeah.
So, uh, Max out of the race, and mayhem ensued. So Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, and Lando Norris top three. And
Yeah.
with that,
There were
the
multiple lead changes too. Sorry.
no, it was like, yeah, kind of without Max there, everything kind of shook out. And for championship points, Max is winning by 4 points over Charles Leclerc, then Sergio Perez minus 5, and then Carlos Sainz minus 11. So uh, the championship at least is really tight. So
For now.
yeah, of course, we're only 3 races in, so we have 21 more races to go. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, very uncharacteristic of Red Bull, and Sergio Perez made it up to fifth, but
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if Toto Wolf threw something into the brake duct or something. No, I'm just joking.
it's interesting though. The only time Red Bull hasn't won, Carlos Sainz has won, and it's like I wonder if Red Bull, if Sergio Perez's contract's up, get Carlos Sainz.
Maybe.
I'm sure he'd love to win a few races against Ferrari
He,
next year. But
I'm sure he would.
all right, and speaking of, it's been almost I don't know how many 10, 11 weeks here. How long's Max won? 10, 11
I,
weeks or whatever.
I think he had a 9 race winning streak. He was going for 10.
Okay, so we haven't talked about Carlos Sainz in a few weeks. So since
Yeah.
he seems to be the Max Verstappen Red Bull killer when Red Bull doesn't win, or yeah. So he has a 2016 Topps Trumps Formula One card, and then plenty of 2020 Topps Chrome Formula One. He only has 3 cards in the 2020 Topps Chrome Formula One, and the reason I say that is so all the parallels there'll be 3 versions, and Sapphire and the parallels there'll be 3 versions. So it's the same repeated. So when you have somebody like Max or Lewis who has 10, 13, they have all those parallels. But Carlos Sainz only has the 3. He's also in the 1954 World of Wheels insert set and the track tags insert set. And you can see that smooth operator. That's the track tags.
He's got some pretty cool cards.
Yeah, I enjoyed pulling these. He also has the Dynasty Formula One with the autographed glove and patches and all that high end um, memorabilia and autos. He also is in the 2020 Topps Formula One official stickers. He has 10 stickers in that set. A few, three, I think it's three foils. Those are the ones there to the right. Some of the stickers from 2020. He also is in the 2020 Topps Turbo Attacks Formula One. He has 7 cards there, and there's a few of them in the bottom left. And
That's
that's
cool.
it. Yeah, so it's good to have showcase some other
It's
drivers.
refreshing to have a new winner because we've talked about that for weeks on end, including the off season, and it's just nice to see somebody different. That makes me happy.
Yeah, and the next race, race number 4, that's going to be April 7th. That's going to be the Japanese Grand Prix at
Yep.
Suzuka.
Yeah, that's a cool course. That's where, of course, they had the NASCAR exhibition races back in the day when Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Jr. were there, and Mike Skinner was winning those races. It was weird.
So and next, yeah, so that's the next race. IndyCar, they were running for $1 million at a private course, and their next race is going to be Sunday, April 21st. That's going to be at the Long Beach Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. So still got a month away from IndyCar's second race.
Did you watch any of that race at all?
I did not.
It was a pretty cool course. That course is a private course, and it's kind of like a fly-in course. Where the people could fly in with their private airplanes and park next to their house in a hangar. Well, this is like a race car private course, and I guess you can take your race cars out there and drive them anytime you want and have fun out there on the private track. So I thought that was pretty neat. I had never thought about anything like that ever existing until I saw that race.
That's pretty cool. That's like having your own, you know, name your track in your community.
Yeah, it was amazing to me because as they were going around the track, you could see all these houses around the track, and they weren't like, some of them were kind of big, but they were modest size houses. They weren't these McMansions that you would see, but I was really intrigued by that whole concept.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't recorded. We're recording a little early than normal, so but I look forward to that. So that's all I have for the racing recap.
Okay.
Well, if you want to keep with the IndyCar, we can hit that first, or you want to hit F1, or
Yeah, let's keep with the IndyCar theme. Let's talk a little bit, I guess, about some of the things we've seen with Parkside.
yeah. So the hobby boxes have started to ship, and I've gotten mine. I haven't had a chance to open it because if I'm going to open it, I need to record it and get it. But I did watch somebody on YouTube open a hobby box, and I was surprised because I don't remember reading this, and I don't know if you remember reading this, but on top of the box was a box topper.
That's
So
pretty dang cool right there,
yeah,
dude.
he didn't show the back because I was dying to know what it was numbered, if it was regular numbered or if it was a insert numbering. So I'll have to go back and look on the checklist. But I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is very cool. And it's an oversized card. I don't know what size that card is, but um, I don't. In fact, I don't even know if there's a checklist for those. Have you seen a checklist at all?
I haven't, but those are normal size packs. So if they were 2.5 and 2.5, that's 5. So maybe it's a 5 by 7. No, that's five. I don't know. That's dimensions. There is like 3.5 by 5, 5 maybe, or but
Yeah, something like that. We'll see.
I guess when I open mine, I'll measure it when I get it. So when I open it,
Yeah, I haven't got my box yet. I saw a notification it had shipped, and when I checked, it said that the package had not entered the system yet for the shipper. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm not worried about it. If I don't get it, I'll just say, hey, I didn't get it, and hopefully they'll
Y-
send me another one.
yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. I got notification that maybe it got entered in the system. I got 3 emails. One that I was notified, I guess that it was shipping or whatever. Then the day I was getting it, I got an email that says out for delivery, and then I got another one saying it was delivered. So that,
Interesting.
yeah, that was. I don't know. I'll have to look at the box how it was shipped. I'm trying to remember if it was at the front door or if it was in the USPS mail. And I guess what I'm saying is it came by a third carrier, FedEx, UPS, or DHL, or somebody. Two guys in a truck. I don't know.
Who knows? Oh, we did mention the winner for the IndyCar thermal race on that
Okay.
private course. It was Alex Pillow was the winner, by the way. So
Okay.
congrats to him. Like I said, I just think that was uh, a cool concept that they put together there. That they were actually allowed to run a real live IndyCar race on a private track like that. So it was neat.
Now,
It was different.
now he got a little bit of spending money too.
Yeah, I think he won $500,000. I think second place was 350,000, and third was I think 250. And then like the guys who finished further down, they only got like 23,000. So
Poor guys. Made me think of back in the day. Like last place, they get $5, $10
yeah,
back in the '50s and stuff.
they didn't make quite that kind of money for sure, no doubt.
Yeah. I was gonna say I've seen some of the autos. They look great. We've seen 101 pop. We've seen multi autograph cards.
Yeah, the quad. We've seen a quad auto card out there on eBay. I don't know if you have an image of that or not, but
I don't, but there's some buzz about it. I was at a show and a couple guys were talking about the IndyCar. Now, one thing they did talk about, and I don't know if it was people jumping and purchasing product or whatever, but where I'm going with this is, and one of the guys reminded me of it when at the show, was that when the product went live on Parkside IndyCar had maybe a link to it on their website, but they only had a link to the hangers.
hmm,
And so he bought a bunch of hangers. I know you bought hangers. Ken bought hangers. Um, and maybe you guys were on the phone, or you guys were ordering on your phone and stuff like that. I know. Maybe I saw later on and went out to Parkside, and I saw the hobbies there. So I did not buy any hangers, but um, he had mentioned he bought quite a few hangers and really didn't get any autos or memorabilia and stuff. So, and I know those are hit or miss, right? I think they're 50 to a case, so I don't know. I didn't run the numbers on them.
yeah. Well, I bought 5 hangers and one hobby box, so I'm still waiting on my hobby box to get here. But I'm hoping maybe I'll get lucky. You never know.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I have seen some stuff come out of the hanger, so it's not like it's not in there. It's just I don't know what the ratios are. We know from a hobby you get two autos, and so the video I was watching, he did get two autos. He got Alex Pillow and somebody else. And
Yeah.
one of the blows I think was it numbered at 50, 49?
Huh. That's cool. I'm sitting here looking at the box. I don't see any kind of odds on the back of the box that talk about, odds of getting a mem card or an auto card or something like that. All it does say is it says certain packs may contain fewer than 25 cards when special cards are inserted. So I don't know if you can read that or not right there. So it'll focus. It's right there in the middle. Yeah. So apparently there are mem and autos in here. Just I guess they're few and far between.
Yeah, there's 25 to a pack. So maybe he bought 20 packs because he mentioned he had 500 cards. I don't know, 500 cards didn't get really anything other than I guess base and stuff. So, but that would be 20. So that's $200. That'd be two hobbies.
Yeah, that's why I only bought a few hangers. Here's that quad. I don't know if you can see it. Um, that's a
Yeah.
quad auto. It's kind of my camera's. Woo! There we
Oh, right
go.
there. Yeah, you go right there. It looks good.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So that's really and the good thing about it. Look, no stickers. Yay!
Very nice.
So I can't wait to get my hobby box. Now I wish I'd bought more, but I just can't afford it right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So
Yeah,
to try to I think they still have hobbies out there. I'm curious to see how long they're out there for. I was thinking about maybe buying some more. But to your point, it's like between the CGR cards and the IndyCar, I was like,
and
and then
NASCAR.
yeah, NASCAR, right, NASCAR, and then the Pronto. I was like, no moss, no moss.
Yeah, my uh my racing card budget has been depleted. In fact, I'm in the negatives right now. I'm
Yeah,
in the
Panini
red.
doesn't help releasing like two products a month here.
Yeah, if we'd had those things spread out more, I'd be a lot better off right now.
Everybody should have been saving all their money last year for now.
Yeah, for sure.
But they all look great. So, anything else with Parkside IndyCar? So
I don't think so. You
I'm
want to
curious
talk
if they'll
about?
do a pronto for that race or not. We'll see.
Yeah, for the thermal race. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Because I think they listed 17 on the yearly subscription, but this counts as like would be 18. So
Yeah. And going back to that real quick, I know I keep going back to it, but this track was in a valley and there were white capped mountains around there. The scenery was incredible. It was not like your normal, IndyCar race where the stands are full of people. You just didn't really have that much of that. So, I mean, because this is where people live. There's not stands per se to watch the race. So it was definitely different, very innovative. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
very cool concept. Maybe we'll see some more of that. I don't know.
Maybe get NASCAR out there
Maybe.
on the thermal track. That'd be cool. Um, so you got some stuff about F1 and maybe tops now?
Yeah. So I guess I can't remember the line from that movie. The reports of my death were overly exaggerated
Yes.
for tops now, but here they come, scooping in and releasing uh, week one and week two at the same time. So they should be. I think they're still up on the top site.
Yeah, they're through. I think the first of
Two
April,
races.
maybe.
It's like March 2nd and March 9th where the race is. Three of the four have parallels. I guess the one to note is Ali has a card. and I'm trying to remember the other ones, but I mean I can pull them up here. Why don't I do that? Because we have the
You might as
technology,
well.
right?
Yeah, you have the technology, and I will say that I'm on the Ollie bandwagon, so I bought some Ollie cards. I've already been out there and done that. Because I actually found out about this last night, and from what I understand, Tops in Formula One had not signed their contract to produce the new images yet, and I think that finally just got done, and now they can produce the F1 Tops Now cards.
You see a card number one. So it looks like there's a gold parallel or parallels. Nothing for Carlos Sainz. Verstappen winning his 100th podium finish, or secures his 100th podium finish. Looks like there's a gold version. And then there's Ollie
Yeah,
Berman,
and he's got a gold card too.
youngest ever British driver in F1. So yeah, so that's revised for the 2024 season. So that's awesome. We'll see what the numbers hold for them. So, because they were doing, I think we said 13, 1400 last year at the end, which is
Yeah,
still a nice chunk.
it's a lot
Uh,
better than NASCAR.
yeah, well, like I said, it's totally different times, uh, 2016 and 2017 than 2024. So, but to your point, I would love for Panini to publish them so we can try to compare and have the same thing. So we know with Parkside, the Pronto, IndyCar, week one was 159. So we'll see what week two brings when that's available. So if folks had caught people by surprise or what happened. So we'll see if these catch people by surprise. Because I
they
know
they might.
because a lot of folks were asking about it in some of the Facebook groups, and so I was kind of asking around what people had heard because tops top social media when it comes to F1 or tops now, it's like non-existent. So,
No, they're not doing a very good job. They could do a lot better with this
so
if they
we
wanted to.
we actually should have a contest. It's like, okay, what's going to be the first week that they don't put the print runs on it because they'll get bored of it,
I
and
think that won't take long.
so we'll see. Not
But I bet a lot of people are going to buy Ollie cards.
yeah, I mean, right? I mean, right? Just think about the F1 market. Everybody wants the parallels, and the more you buy, I'm thinking, of who was it on the Caitlin Clark? They bought like 1,000 Caitlin Clarks to get some of the SPs, SSPs on that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's like I don't got that much money to blow, so or not blow, invest or whatever you want to call it, collect.
No, collect, not invest. Come on, work with me here.
Well, I mean, when you're buying 1,000 of a card to try to get the parallels
I guess at that point, whoever that person is, they are probably investing. You're probably right.
because they're going after the parallel, and then you can use the regular ones to kind of wallpaper your house.
You could.
That is a lot of tops now.
Yeah.
Again, that's not in my playground or sandbox. So,
No, it's me either.
but I did want to bring that to attention since we had talked about it last week. Since we had gone more than 2 weeks without any kind of word that they were even going to revive it, but um, brought back from the dead.
I guess Marty and Doc went back to the future and broke the tombstone, and now they're alive again.
I guess so. All right, that's all I have for the tops now. We had a few reaction in the comments, and I totally missed the shout outs, right?
You sure as heck did miss the shout
Oh
outs.
my goodness, we got to do it all over again.
All right, let's.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Anyway, I definitely, we always want to thank Panini America, right? So, if, as being our sponsor, And then, of course, our shout outs to Misha Wines, Robbie's Hobbies. I didn't buy these. Dak Man, Mac Fan, Chase Blaylock, Kyle Katz, Patrick Dillon, Jason Freeman, Beans Ball Card Blog, and just for the YouTube comments. And we
Just
definitely read them and respond to them,
we definitely do, and I saw a few of those comments for sure.
which are
We
all
want
valid. I mean,
they are. I mean, there were
eh,
some folks thinking that we were poo pooing on Formula One when you know we might give Formula One a bad rap. We give NASCAR a bad rap sometimes, but we don't hate Formula One here on NASCAR Radio. And of course, it's just not true that we hate it. Um, we like it, but we don't like the current incarnation of F1. I'm not a fan of the same driver every week on the pole, leading every lap and winning the race. I'm sorry, that gets old. I mean, you know, you guys know that I like Kyle Busch, but if Kyle Busch did that every week, I would absolutely freaking hate it. And I would
well,
not be watching NASCAR. I would not.
hey, tell me how you like Jimmy Johnson.
Well, it's funny you say that because, back in the day, that really grinded my gears. And he was only winning, X number of races in a season, not every race. And it really got old for me. And he had 5 years, you're right, 5 years in a row that he won the championship. And I call those the lost years of NASCAR. Because I got tired of it. And then you had Brian France in there doing stupid things. And it just, I felt the same thing about NASCAR then as I'm feeling about F1 now. Because NASCAR back then for me was not enjoyable. It just was not. And F1 is just not that enjoyable to me right now because I like F1. I've been a NASCAR, an F1 fan, since the late 80s. But, what's funny is in Formula One, there's no drivers that I hate. And I know hate's a very strong word, but there are NASCAR drivers that I honestly hate. And that sounds bad, but that's just how I feel about some of them. But I like F1. Like I said, I've been a fan since the late 80s. In fact, I remember when we went to Daytona in 1992, we went up to Jacksonville, Florida after Daytona. We were driving back. We kind of made a little side trip. And we stopped at this place called the Christmas Store. And I went in there and they had these cool cars. I'm going to show you a couple of these that I bought.
When was this?
This was in 1992. My son was only 2 years old. But, I was a Michael Schumacher fan back then. I mean, he was just starting to really come up. And this is the Benetton Ford. I think he drove this. And I think also maybe Nelson Piquet or somebody drove this car as well. But I love this car because he drove for the Benetton team. And they always called it, like the United Colors of Benetton. So I thought that was such a cool car. I bought this car because I liked Michael Schumacher. And I also bought a few other cars too. I'll show you these real quick. This Lotus Honda right here. I think this is also maybe Nelson Piquet that drove this car. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong out there, and I probably am. My memory on F1 is not nearly as good as NASCAR. And then I got one more. Let's see here. I've got this one. This is the Williams. It's the FW08C Turbo. And I think this was driven by KK Rosberg. It's Nico Rosberg's dad. And I thought that was a really cool car. And then later on, I didn't buy this on this trip, but I'll show you this car real quick. This is the Williams FW16. This is the car that Ayrton Senna drove, and he was actually killed in this car, unfortunately. So, yeah, I like F1. I've always liked it. I've had my ups and downs with it. Right now, it's a downtime. But I'm not trying to poo-poo on it at all. I like the history of F1. We talked about it before, where I think Juan Manuel Fangio is the greatest driver of all time, not Lewis Hamilton, because that's all these people have ever seen now. They don't know anything about the history. And Did you know? And Val, I don't think you even know this. Did you know back in the 50s that the Indianapolis 500 was an F1 race?
I don't know if I knew that or not.
Yeah, from I think it was all of the 50s, from the time that um, Formula One started. I think in when they start, they started in 1950 because I think next year's their 75th. From then, I think to 1960, that first 10 years of Formula One, the Indy 500 was a Formula One race. So a lot of people didn't know that. And something else I don't think that you probably know. Did you know that there was a six-wheel car in Formula One?
I did not know that.
You need to go back and look at that. This was in the mid 70s. It was made by Terrell, and it was sponsored by Elf because I always can remember that Elf car when I was a kid. And I don't know why I remember this car, but I do. But it was six wheels. You had two wheels on each side on the front, but I think only two of them actually really turned. And that car actually won a race, believe it or not. And I think it was Jody Scheckter who won that race, and he's also, and people don't know, he's a Formula One champion, by the way. So there's a lot of cool history, and a lot of cool tracks too. Have you ever seen a race where they raced in the forest of Hockenheim in Germany? That's cool, man. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of cool history, a lot of cool things about F1, and like I said, I'm pretty much I guess you could call me a fan. I just don't like what I'm seeing now. And the other thing I don't like about F1 right now is, you remember the grid walk um, that Martin Brundle was doing last year, and he was trying to talk to somebody behind the ropes or whatever on the paddock, and he got Jackie Stewart and to go try to help him out to go get that person he wanted to talk to. Well, they wouldn't even let Jackie Stewart in there, and Jackie Stewart said, "Screw this, I'm going anyway."
Because he's
So
Jackie Stewart.
because he is Jackie Stewart, three-time Formula One champion. He's a he is a, I don't know what you want to call it. He's a world icon. He's a world treasure. That's the word I'm looking for. He's a world treasure. But the problem I have with F1 right now is, this is another problem I have with him. You've got Jackie Stewart. He's a three-time champion, for crying out loud. That man should be allowed to go anywhere he wants to go on the paddock. And they're blocking him from going. That's some elitist crap right there, in my opinion. To not, to be that way to somebody who's like that. I mean,
Well,
it's just not right. So I have some problems with F1 right now. It's just like you say, it's become elitist, and I think it's become more of a partying thing. It's a place to be seen. These people that go there, they really don't know anything about Formula One per se. They just want to be seen there because it's trendy to do. Because right now, Formula One is definitely trendy.
yeah, they want to see Lewis or see Max or whatever. But you, you know, when it comes to the cards, we saw the growth in 2020. The Chrome, if people remember, the wax boxes before the craze were about $190, and they had gone up to over 3,000. And
Mm-hmm.
again, you're not going to get an auto a box, and so we had that massive ramp up of those prices for 2020, and then Topps trying to capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm.
They had the stickers, they had the Dynasty, they had the TurboTax. Then they had a flagship for a few years, and so the flagship's gone now, and it's kind of consolidating. And if you go back and listen to our old episodes, you'll hear us talk about how we were afraid something like this was going to happen because of we've seen it in NASCAR. We had some bad years or down years of rookies, and unfortunately, I think rookies drive the card market, and it's in baseball, hockey, basketball, football. Everybody's chasing the guy from the Blackhawks right now
Mm-hmm.
on um, hockey.
Connor
And
Bedard.
yeah, and you have everybody after, we know about the Zions in basketball and Mahomes in football. So and we saw it with Ty Gibbs and NASCAR and stuff like that, not to the extent of F1. But anyway, uh, so you kind of need that rookie class to keep feeding the card market each year. And F1 with only 20 drivers, 10 teams, and only looks like there's only a few handful of teams that are really competitive because
Mhm.
they won't let Andretti in because they're not competitive. It's because they don't want to split that money. In NASCAR, you know, we could get a truck team together and go racing, and we don't have to buy in, and get a chart or whatever. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah. Well, uh, I got a
so
few more things, so go
well,
ahead.
I'm going to hit on the Ferrari. So with Ferrari, that empty seat with Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton getting in, but with Sainz having the surgery the other week, they brought in Ollie, which would be a great story. But there's no way he's going to get that seat because it's promised to Lewis Hamilton, and Charles Leclerc is kind of booked up. So Leclerc, Ferrari's it's a really good team, right? They're one of the top five,
Hmm.
and you have Lando, um, and Mercedes has George and Lewis. So I guess what I'm saying is you have a lot of lower tier guys, and if they don't even place on the grid or don't win, I don't think it drives the card market. So it's just
Yeah,
it's a tough F1. I think is going to be a tough card market until there's some more rookies in the grid. And
yeah.
maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I'm sticking with. So
So yeah, going back to my rant on Formula One and talking about F1, uh, do you probably don't? Do you remember where you were when you heard that Ayrton Senna was killed? I do. I know exactly where I was because when I heard it on our news talk radio, and I know exactly where I was. I mean, there's only a few people in my life that I can remember where I was, like Elvis, and when, of course, I was there when Dale Earnhardt got killed, but um, Davey Allison and Michael Jackson. There's not very many places I remember when I hear the news that somebody got killed. But that's one of them I do remember, believe it or not. Um, and the Williams team, talking about Williams, because they're not doing so good right now. That was founded by Frank Williams back in, gosh, was that the 70s, I think. But anyway, he passed away here recently. But did you know he was in a wheelchair? Do you know how he even got into a wheelchair? I mean, I bet a lot of people out there don't even know anything about that at all. And I've been through that. He was from what I understand, he was one of the nicest guys ever, Frank Williams. So he was, I think, he was a quadriplegic or something. He couldn't. I mean, he was in a wheelchair, but he was still the leader of that team. And ever since he's passed, they've kind of gone down. I think his daughter Claire took over the team, but hopefully they'll get back because the Williams team, I think they've won 9 constructors championships, and I think Ferrari has won 16. So they're second to Ferrari. So that tells you how good Williams was back in the day. And then you've got McLaren, and I'm sure a lot of people just think the name McLaren. They don't think anything about that. But there's actually a guy behind that, and that's Bruce McLaren. He's an F1 driver who started that team. And so, I keep going on and on about these kind of things, but I'm trying to show people that, yes, we like F1. We're just not a fan of the way things are going right now. We would like to see more parity, a lot less of, this elitism thing that's going on and stuff like that. Just get it more down to earth. I would like to see it back the way it was, back, 20, 30 years ago, when Michael Schumacher was still running. Um, but I guess my point for this whole thing is like I said, I like F1, but not the way things are going right now. From a race standpoint and a collecting standpoint, it's just not very appealing right now at all. Um, I just, I'm just not a fan of the way things are going. And then going back to the card market, I guess all this is really about the cards right now for us. Um, the F1 market to me is artificially inflated. The card prices are way too high. I just don't see how it's sustainable. It's all been manipulated, in my opinion, by influencers and hype beasts. It's not affordable. I would love to collect it, but it's just not. I think it's disproportionate from what it should be. It should be a lot. I mean, I know that before this boom, that F1 prices, could afford to go up a little bit. Like some of these older sets, like the Grid and all these other sets that that are coming out of the woodwork, right? But it's way too much now. It's absolutely ridiculous because there's too much freaking hobby greed out there, and that's it. Everybody's thinking that, hey, I'm going to get rich off Lewis Hamilton when I haven't even heard of him, 4 years ago. I'm just trying to get rich off of his cards.
Well,
and that's annoying to me. I'm sorry,
so
but it is.
so I saw. I think I mentioned it last week. I saw a break of Chrome, and I want to say he wasn't very familiar with it, but he did know that opening a box of F1 Chrome could change your life.
Well, that's true.
But
Unfortunately,
there's the hype.
yeah, there is the hype. Agreed.
Yeah, opening a box of NASCAR is not going to change your life, and opening a box of IndyCar is not going to change your life. So, but for that to change your life, there has to be a lot of boxes that are negative,
Yeah,
right? So,
that's true. Well, the bottom line for me with Formula One cards is trading cards. They're not an investment. This is a freaking hobby. This is not Wall Street, for God's sakes. And I've noticed that it seems like there are not that many. I know there's true Formula One collectors out there, like there are true NASCAR collectors out there, but there are far more people trying to get rich quick off of F1 cards that know absolutely nothing about it, don't care about it. It's how much money can I make today by hyping this up and overpricing these cards, and how much. Like I said, it's how much money can I make, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm just not, because I've been collecting all my life, and it's just, to me, it's so that's to sum it all up. We're not poo pooing on F1 at all. We like F1 here at NASCAR Radio. We just don't like the way things are at this particular juncture of F1. So that's my rant.
and not necessarily to contribute to some of that hype with the King's Court, right?
Yeah. Well, with King's Court, it was the same kind of cards every week that were taking, the Maxes and the Lewises and all that people hyped up. And I just, the people spoke, we changed it up. And I think the way that we've got it now is the way we're going to keep it, at least for the short term. We have added one place for F1 cards in here, which you will see here shortly. We even added an extra honorable mention this week as well. So I guess, do you have anything that you want to summarize of all the stuff that I just said? Do you, I mean, I know you pretty much feel the same way I do.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think you summed it up. So I'm not going to rehash. We've already gone long here for a short show. So
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll the beautiful bean footage. All right, Bella has just joined the show. Say hello, Bella. She just came up here. All right, so we're going to start out with honorable mention number 1 in this week's King's Court. This was the 23rd of March. It's a 2023 Panini Prism Racing manga, Richard Petty. It's a triple short print. They were asking a exorbitant price, in my opinion, for this card, $449. The best offer went for, I think it actually went a little cheap, $78.75.
oh wow.
Yeah. I would thought that was easily $100 card or more, but not $449 worth. But that is an awesome card with a big finger on the king.
Yeah. Very cool.
I love that card. I got to get me one.
Yeah.
All right. So next, our honorable mention number 2. This was also on the 23rd of March, and it's a 1969 Panini Campione dello Sport Mario Andretti rookie card, number 117. It's an SGC 7. They were asking a price of $675 and went for a best offer of $625. It's only $50 off.
Oh, wow.
I'm not really a big fan of that holder that SGC's got there.
Yeah, it just looks like a rattle around in there. Yeah.
Yeah, but that is a one cool card right there. I picked up one. I can't remember the grade right now, but I did pick up a Mario rookie at the National last year.
So it does have an insert in it, but yeah, it's floating in that sleeve.
Yeah, it's kind of like what PSA does. It's got the little baggie, which nobody likes.
Yeah.
But that's a cool card right there, cool sticker.
Yeah, I love that one.
All right. So next up, honorable mention number 3. You've heard us talk about this card a lot of times here on NasCard Radio. This was on the 20th of March. It's a Kidco Tough Wheels Lamborghini Countach. It's a 164 scale sealed laser trading cards. And you can see on the front, that's Dale Earnhardt in the Bud Moore T-Bird car number 15. And
Followed by Richard Petty.
Yep, followed by Richard Petty. So in a way, that's Dale Earnhardt's first card. It doesn't have his picture on it, but it does have him in the car. But anyway, that's why this went for so much. As you can see, it went for $308 with, what was it, 15 bids.
15 bids, yeah.
Holy smokes, man. And that card looks pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't look at the centering, but yeah. I was a player, but not at that.
Oh, gosh, no, man. And the one thing about the Kidco diecast right there, you see how that car is leaning up against the card. It's really not rubbing on the card. There's actually a plastic cover that goes over those cards that protects those cards from getting rubbed. So you don't have to really worry about that. So that was pretty neat. I just wanted to throw that one in there just because of, it's a die cast and it's also a card. It came from Ben Franklin's store for
57 cents.
57 cents. That's a pretty good return on your purchase there. $308 for 57 cents. Nice. Wish I could go back in time and find some of those.
You and me both. All right.
Yeah. All right, Joker of the Week. This is on the 21st of March. Check this out. And this is why you guys watch and listen to NasCard Radio. Because look at this. This is a 1992 Trax Dale Earnhardt Richard Petty signed auto. And it doesn't have Dale Earnhardt. It just has Richard Petty in silver pen. It went for $200. They were asking $275, and it went for a best offer of $150.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm talking about here is there are blanks of that card out there, which means there are unscrupulous people that go out there and they fake autos on these cards, which we have seen before. So I guess the point of all this is always be on the lookout because, like you say, some of these blanks got out, and they did get Richard Petty to really sign one, but you'll never get Dale Earnhardt to sign one now, of course. But I just thought that was odd seeing that card like that. When I saw it, I saw that silver. I went, oh boy. That's either silver or white. I think he's really big on the white pen right now. But I think that's silver. It looks silver.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is probably recently because he's been on that kick.
He has been on that kick here lately. But yeah, just so you know, like I said, the point is watch out for fakes because they are out there.
Yeah, just be double check if you're buying a raw card. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got any questions, DM us. We'll let you know.
Please. Yeah.
All right. So Jack of the Week. This is on the 23rd. A lot of stuff on the 23rd of March. This is a 2023 Chronicles Racing Parker Chase Score Rookie Auto 1/1, which is pretty cool. Again, we got one of those pie in the sky prices. $999.95 is what they were asking.
They're looking for Parker Chase's mom to buy this.
They were, well, she may have bought this because you know how much it went for? $350.
Oh wow,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah. I was like, huh?
Boxer
But
Chronicles. It won't change your life, but it might be able to get you some Starbucks.
it might. A couple cups anyway. But that's pretty cool. I like that green border. That's a nice looking card.
It is. I like the auto. It's a pretty decent auto there.
Is that a fisheye on that card?
I
Kind of
don't
looks.
think so. I think it's where the P came across and then the C in the chase or whatever.
No, I'm talking about down there where it says Parker Chase in the green.
In the green. Oh, right there, fisheye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that fisheye. Yeah.
it looks like it.
Well, that's sad if it is. Hopefully, that's just something got on the camera. But
Maybe
that's still a
on the
cool card,
case.
man.
Yeah. All right.
All right, next up, Queen of the Week again on the 23rd of March. To 2012 Danica Patrick Prized Pieces Inc. Jumbo Swatch Multi Autograph. It says. I don't know why it says Multi Autograph,
Multicolor,
but
probably.
yeah, probably multicolor. It's number 8 of 10. It's out of showcase. It went for $249 with one bid.
Wow. Jeez.
That's a nice piece of fire suit right there. I was trying to figure out where that was. It almost looks like it's the upside down G in GoDaddy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Danica's market's pretty strong. She's got a lot of folks out there collecting her, and
That's what I was gonna say. She still has collectors.
yep, $249 for 8 of 10. But that is a nice looking swatch, you have to admit. Was it
Very
1,
much.
2, 3, 4 color? So
That's
cool.
some old stuff. 2012.
2012, yeah, Showcase, man. I miss Showcase. I love that.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I love that product. It was a Press Pass did great on that one. All right. So moving on to the King of the Week. This is on the 22nd of March. Ty freaking Gibbs Superfractor says it's really not a superfractor, but that's what they called it. It's a 2021 Donruss Optic Retro 1 of 1. It says Gold Circle autograph. Wow. You know what? In my notes, I don't have the price of what it went for. Can you believe that?
Looks expensive.
Yeah, I'm thinking it went for around $350, something like that. It was not cheap, but it was not super expensive. If I remember correctly. I think $350 is the price, if I remember correctly. I don't know why I didn't put that in my notes, but I certainly did not. So I apologize for that. But yeah, Ty freaking Gibbs. That's a typical Ty freaking Gibbs autograph right there.
So, side note, the bottom of the card,
Yeah.
that's where the holder is open. That's the top of the holder, the top loader. The top is the
Oh,
bottom.
it sure is. Look at that. It's in there upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, holy smokes.
I just saw that. I'm like, but anyway, okay.
But that's pretty strong for Ty
I
freaking
like
Gibbs.
that. Yeah, I could use a better auto, but I like the colors with that 88 retro and that gold.
Yeah, that's a nice looking car right there, man.
A little cracked ice going on there.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, next, our Ace of the Week, which is our 1 of 1. This is on the 24th of March. It's a 2024 Parkside Joseph Newgarden 1 of 1 gold foil portrait. And it says Indy 500 F1. But they were asking $1,500 for this, and it went for $600. It's a raw card, 1 of 1. That's a high. That's one of the higher priced. In fact, it is the highest priced Parkside car we've seen so far. But it's nice looking, man. I like the way that looks.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's the first year for Parkside, and pretty much a lot of these folks are going to be their rookies or first major release, and have the first 101. It's yeah, it's not cheap, but it's pretty cool. Work on that rainbow. So
all right. So moving on. We've got this is new, our Baccarat of the week. I think that's what James Bond played in the Bond movies, Baccarat. So we've got a Baccarat, and it's our Formula One card of the week. We've added Formula One in here. This was on the 20th of March. It's a 2023 Topps Chrome F1 Michael Schumacher Refractor Variation Short Print PSA 10. So somebody didn't waste any time getting this graded. But this card actually went out for bidding. And like I said, this is not necessarily the most expensive card or anything like it. It's just the one I saw that I liked. It spoke to me since I'm a Schumacher guy. But like I said, it went for $305 with 30 bids. So that's a pretty cool card. And you can tell he's driving Ferrari at that point. That's probably his Marlboro sponsorship. And of course they've got that all photoshopped out of there.
Right. That's a nice looking card.
It is cool. And he's got that stoic pose, like, Hey, he probably has his hands on his hips too. He's probably just going.
I think so. They just zoomed in on his head. Yeah, I could see him with his hands on his hips, looking at the leaderboard.
Yes, I beat you all again. Ha ha ha. But yeah, that's a pretty cool card right there. And we'll keep doing that. We'll have our Baccarat of the week every week from now on. And we'll have it'll just be like my favorite or our favorite Formula One card. So that's what we'll do. So all right. To end the show or end the King's Court, check this out. We were just talking about it. Our Royal Flush. This was on the 25th of March. It's a 1992 Trax autograph Dale Earnhardt Richard Petty PSA 10. They were asking $2,999.99 for this, and it went for a best offer of $1,750.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's pretty stout. But that's definitely a NASCAR glamour card for sure.
So is that it's a 92 Trax autograph. The card is Gem Mint 10 and the PSA is DNA certified, right? So there's no auto grade. It's just
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Very nice.
So that is all we have for this week's King's Court.
All right. All right. Well, thanks for everybody for watching, listening to the show, the podcast. I don't know, Logan, if you have any closing words. If you like the show, give us a like. If you really like the show, give us a shout out. Or leave a comment in the episode. Let us know what you thought, and we read them and we'll respond to them. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, I know I went on a rant, but I just want to let people know that we do like F1, and that we've kind of made our stand on it. You heard what I said. That's how we feel, and I'm just hope things get better. I actually enjoyed this last week's Formula One race, so it was very refreshing for me.
Yeah, it was awesome. Again, it was kind of unpredictable, especially that last lap there with George Russell, man.
Mm-hmm.
Having that car, wow. So shake a few things up there. So anyway, yeah, it was enjoyable to watch. I almost did like you. It was like, all right, did Max win or not?
Yeah.
He didn't win. Okay, I gotta watch, see what happens.
It was funny because I had recorded it and I was watching it, and my wife, she was back in the bedroom. She sent me a text saying that Max Verstappen went out on lap 4, and literally right when she did that, I was watching the tape, the recorded race, and that happened right then. She was, I hope I didn't spoil it for you. I'm going, no, you didn't. It was actually, pretty wild to see that. So.
Yep. So, but yeah, again, thanks everybody. I don't got any hashtags or anything like that before we head out here.
Yeah. Hashtag RCHOF for Racing Card Hall of Fame. Go to racingcardhof.com. Check out the Racing Card Hall of Fame. Hashtag skid marks, hashtag slab fire, and Ty freaking Gibbs.
All right, sounds good. Again, everybody have enjoy the races. Have a safe weekend. We will catch you all next week. We're out of here.